Hi, my name is Jodi Colella. I'm a sculptor from Somerville, and I just love to make things. And I love to make things with materials, and I love all kinds of materials, and I love searching them and teasing them and figuring out all the things that they can do. My process is meditative and repetitive. I usually start with traditional handwork techniques, you know, like crochet or knitting or weaving, and then I sort of let them go, and they deconstruct and or evolve into their own directions. You know, it all depends on the message and the material that I'm working with and the scale and those sorts of things. I've used wire, aluminum window screen, rebar from construction sites, fishing ropes washed on shore, plastic sleeves from delivered newspapers, driftwood, wool. I mean, nothing is sacred. My studio reflects that. It's a total chaotic mess. I'm up to my knees in wool right now. There's no clean surfaces, but it's a lot of fun. This is a piece called Dendrite. I have a degree in biology, so a lot of my work is informed by science. This piece is what I like to call my cut work embroidery. It's 6 feet by 9 feet, made out of aluminum window screen from Home Depot and steel wire. And I loved working on this. I appliqued, I cut away, I embroidered, I stitched, and the material really was transformed. From very far away, people would think it was silk or gossamer and would run up and want to touch it, and that it would hurt. And and so I always really loved that. And the other important part and the other important part about this is casting light on it and shedding shadow. The shadows are as important as anything. This piece is called One Day. It's my biomorphic amoebic growth that resulted from days of collecting the plastic sleeves from delivered newspapers. Something about the quality of the material in your hands, you know, different newspapers and different colors have different textures. And you can cut them into strips and strand them, and when you compress them, they change color. And, you know, so one thing leads to another. The next thing I know, I'm on my spinning wheel, and I have these spools of this, and then I start crocheting, and it's this incrementally growing thing. So now it's 43 by 48 and hangs 12 inches out from the wall. Then another material that I love to work with is wool. And this is a little sample of my, what I call Seeds series, because they're needle felted. And, you know, there's thousands or millions of punches with these needles to create these pieces. This one here is a little bit larger. And I just call them seeds because I feel like they're sort of, you know, collections of all the energy that went in to make them. They're just lying dormant in their potential for growth and all other good things. And the other thing about it is it allows me to paint my layers of fleece, one on top of the other, and how I striate it, how I choose to sculpt it with the needle, how the wool wants to perform. All of these things come into play when I'm creating these. And then again, I mean, who doesn't wool and wood? It's like, all right, now these two materials I love, what happens if I put them together? So I find these pieces of driftwood and stranded tree branches, and I puncture into them, painting with the wool and creating these sort of biomorphic growths out of the dead wood. And I like it too because it plays off the themes of growth and decay and things like that that I often think about in my work. Then, of course, Stonehill College commissioned me to do, that series of work I just showed you, I call my Marrow series. And so they commissioned me to do a marrow piece, but try to find a decaying tree on a beautiful campus like Stonehill. It just doesn't exist. So this all became about growth. And because they commissioned me for a particular thing, instead of me following the material, I more or less had to harness the material to do what I wanted. But there was a little bit of exchange going on there, so I still discovered some new things that I could do to create these biomorphic creations for a larger scale and to be used outside and to withstand the snow and blah, blah, blah. So here's another piece. It's crocheted, embroidered with wire, and painted. It's just a good example of how much fun you can have if you just let all your inhibitions go, and you just pick something up, and you just respond to it, and just have some fun. Thank you.